Hi, my name's Natasha, and this is Dr. Corey King with AskDrKing.com.
And today, Natasha is going to be teaching you about tip number 3 that she has used to help her overcome Epstein-Barr Virus, black mold toxicity, all while battling Hashimoto's disease. So, Natasha, take it away.
So, tip number 3 is all about eating healthy, so healthy foods, and we're going to be focusing on anti-inflammatory foods. We call this the big 3. So gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. And I actually take it a little bit further. I am grain-free and nightshade-free. And actually, you take your patients a little bit further than that, right?
Yeah, so when I start working with patients, what I always recommend is the gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. We do pull patients off of nightshades. Nightshades, by nature, they create inflammation of the stomach. So it's not because you're battling a health condition, it's because of what those foods actually do in the stomach. So if we create inflammation of the stomach, it's going to create inflammation of the gastro-intestinal lining, and that is where
80% of your immune system, like we've talked about before, is in your gut lining.
So we pull patients off of nightshades, but also I will pull patients off of the eggs and the nuts in the beginning. The reason being is I still find a lot of autoimmune patients have sensitivities or reactions to eggs, especially eggs, and then we tend to see a lot in nuts as well. So in the beginning, I recommend pulling off of all of those. Yes, it's going to seem like there is nothing else in the world to eat, but it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. So first, why don't you tell them how often they should be eating?
So I think you should be eating about 5 to 6 small meals a day. And one of the most important things is eating within 30 minutes of waking up. And that's really crucial for your adrenals. And you'll talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the adrenal glands help to regulate cortisol. And cortisol is an inflammatory hormone when it's produced in large amounts. A lot of people know of cortisol because it stores belly fat. So you get women and men they'll try to lose weight and they'll eat one meal here and then the next meal all the way 6 or 8 hours later, and essentially their bodies are starving. And cortisol increases to raise what is called the glycogen storage. So it's trying to get your glucose levels up, but when it's doing that, it's also creating a lot of inflammation. So the next time you go to eat, your body's actually going to store some of that food as fat because it knows essentially that you're going to be starving it for another 6 to 8 hours. So we want to be eating consistently during the day to stabilize the blood sugar because that is the number one stressor in chronic health conditions. Now, why don't you teach them how to make eating this way a little easier? We're not going to go into too much detail today. We're going to shoot another video about that.
Okay. But on the eating very often, just on a side note, I know for myself, once I started eating gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, everything free, and then keeping those meals often throughout the day, I actually saw my body fat decrease ever so slightly. So there is a good side effect to eating healthy or anti-inflammatory diet.
How often were you eating when you were competing in fitness competitions?
More than 6 times a day, I think.
So she used to compete in fitness competitions, and so she was always eating to the point where she was eating asparagus raw. All right.
Okay. So food prep. You don't want to overthink it. You know, we all think, oh my gosh, how is this lifestyle change really going to affect us or affect me? And for me, it's both Dr. Corey King and I eat like this. So it's very simple and very easy for our household. But in food prep, we used to do on every Sunday, we would food prep and it would last us until Wednesday. And then we would do that again on a Wednesday evening. And then it would last us again until Friday. Food prepping, keep it simple. You know, keep the same meals. I know it gets a little bit boring, but your body gets really used to it. So keep it to your simple meats, vegetables, and sweet potatoes. And just small snacks. Put almonds in your pocket, little bags of almonds, and just making sure that you eat every few hours. Even if it's not a full meal, get something in your body. And because I know for me, if my blood sugar drops too low, it's not very fun. So we keep lots of snacks in my purse and whatnot in the car. So
and to touch upon that, when Natasha says to keep the meals the same, I would recommend rotating those meals throughout the week. So whether you're doing ground turkey, ground bison, ground chicken, or you're doing steak, take those essential meats, if you will, and say, okay, we're going to eat these Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. But know what you're going to do it in advance, because that's going to make it a lot easier. Natasha and I would literally just plan out these little Tupperwares on a Sunday evening. So that way, when we would leave for work in the morning, we could literally just grab them out of the refrigerator and we could just run out the door. And that makes life a lot easier when you're not having to think about what you're going to eat, because if you get caught without something, you're going to reach for anything, so you do not become hangry, hungry, and angry like somebody over here on the video does. So I think that'll be a good point to leave with you viewers today. The challenge, here's your third challenge. We've already given you 2 challenges. Your third one is to find a new recipe that you have never made before. And I want you to share it with us. You can put it in the comment section below, but share it with us. Let us know if you liked it, if you didn't like it. If you liked it, what did you love or like about it? And if you didn't like it, then let's just scratch that idea and let's find a new one. So,
well, but it has to be gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free at least.
Start with that. Gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Don't try to make too many changes too quickly, because you'll get frustrated and do that. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye.